On the Michelangelo and He-Man build, I used the Michelangelo head sculpt that you see on the screen that came with that Universal Studios Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure, the Mummy. This is the secondary head sculpt. I had it, so I'm going to use it for this build. And then on the right hand side is the Turtles in Disguise Playmate version of the Turtles. They're inexpensive. They're like $12, but I'll be popping in and out in the video just to show you what's going on so far. This is kind of the beginning, even though I did a couple videos with his hand and a live with how I was going to tear the figures apart. Those will be in the description. I'm sure I'll probably say that over and over again in this video, but thanks for watching. So here's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle He-Man build. So I just have a metal dowel rod. The turtle that I'm using now is from the Turtles in Disguise. And any turtle will work from that line, because I just wanted the shell and the hands and feet off of it. So I'm taking some multi-put and I'm just lining up my metal dowel rod. I don't want to use wood. I just thought metal, since I had these little dowel rods left over from an old shelf, I figure I use them. But anyway, I looked at Harbor Freight, I looked at Michael's, I looked at Walmart, I looked at Joann Fabrics, I looked at Hobby Lobby, I looked at Royal King, I looked at Tractor Supply to try to find a plastic turtle. I ended up getting 2 of them from Amazon. They were like a size and a half bigger than this when I got it home, and that was about maybe a year ago. I gave up on the build. I was going to use the Demon from McFarlane Toys as my turtle, but I decided to go this route now, especially after I got this shell that actually works perfect for 7-inch figures. So the figure, like I said, I was talking about is Turtles in Disguise from Playmate, the inexpensive turtle, not the expensive ones. You can get them for $12, like I think I mentioned at Walmart now, and you can go through Target sometime and see them for $12. So this is a perfect turtle for customization for other parts if you want to mix and match. Just keep in mind when you're drilling in the back of these figures, especially I've noticed with the Master of the Universe Revelations and Masterverse, that they're really hollow in there. So don't go through the front of the chest or go through it. Just go real slow and just make sure you don't hit anything that maybe that would compromise his bending at the waist. Actually, it fit really well. I was surprised how well it fit. I was really happy the way this ended up and the way it fit. All I'm gonna have to do is do some stuff in the end to fix it up a little bit. See the top of the skin up there behind Donatello's back in the shell where it meets his back. I'll explain that later in future video when I do it. But I was gonna put some multi-put in now and fuse the shell to the body, but I didn't want to do that. Then have to do all the masking and have to mask everything off over and over again. So I just left the shell off of the body for now, and I'll come back in later, like I said in a later video, to show you how I got the multi-put in the back of them, and just painted it green and made it look like some kind of reptile looking skin. So surprisingly, the shell wasn't a big deal. I thought that was going to be the hard part of the build, but it wasn't. Now we're back to the shoulder, knee pads and elbow pads. The one I did to the left right there, I did on a live. I'll have, like I said, those videos linked in the description. And at the end of all these builds, I'll have a playlist just for this build, because I was kind of all over the place on this one. So I'm going in with the Dremel and just shaving it out little by little, just taking my time. I had to cut them down. I had to cut them down pretty well, because they would not fit over the calf or over the thigh on He-Man's leg, of course. So I had to just keep. I thought maybe I'll heat it up. I'll cut some out, shave some out, and heat it up. And I was like, no. And then I had to compromise my paint job. So in the end, I just cut all 4 pads. They fit right here. I'm going to do some crazy glue and super bond, whatever you want to call it, to put on there. Now when it comes to the elbow, I still needed more room. So I could not shave anymore. You can see behind me, there's pad shaving everywhere, the brown. So I went inside the elbow there, between the bicep and the forearm on the inside, and I shaved that down a little bit. You won't see it anyway because the elbow pad's pretty big. So I was getting a little worried about keep grinding down in his arm. I know the pad, like I said, will cover it mostly, but I still was a little hesitant to keep cutting there. But after I did a little bit more of that and took my time, and then I finally shaved some more off the elbow pad, and then I finally got it where I can manipulate where the pad was going so it didn't look too crazy about cutting into his skin. So I'm about happy right there. I think that'll work. Well, since my turtle van build was a nightmare, again, this plastic's not the same what McFarlane used for McFarlane toys. This is it's kind of hard. Not so much the shell here, but I'm talking about He-Man himself. The shell was fine. It was a little oily plastic, so I took a scratch pad and I scratched everything up, whether it needed or not, from the past on my turtle build that's on the channel, my turtle van build from the Mutants of Mayhem. That was just a nightmare. So I'm scuffing everything up from now on, especially if within doubt, scuff it up and then prime it. And don't forget also, get some alcohol or whatever it may be, some cleaner of some sorts. Make sure you get all that excess off, because you don't want pieces of the plastic that did come off, or the outer part of the plastic that you're sanding down, or just the dirt from the scotch pad to be on the actual piece that you're painting. So don't forget to definitely take some alcohol and wipe it off and clean her up real good before you even think about priming your piece. So the video on the hands, I did them already. This is kind of backtracking. I know you guys probably already saw this. I'm not going to spend so much time on this because I already did a video about this, but I put it in here just so you can follow along of how this became. So a real quick refresher here, even for myself, I guess. I just cut off the end of it with the Dremel blade, and then I sanded down a little bit with the Dremel, of course, and then I went in with a small drill bit and made my hole for the shish kebab stick. Yeah, that's what it was, the video for the shish kebab stick. Yeah, I don't have any. When I was done with this, I was completely happy. Yeah, I sanded it down as well right here. I was really happy. Yeah, the hand's not going to move up and down, so to speak, but or you know, back and forth, but it will rotate all the way around. So I was happy with it. So I took some drill bits here, made the hole. Try to use the pin from the old hand. It will not work. It didn't work, but end up using the shish kebab. Yes, a shish kebab stick that you use on a grill to put your meat and chicken on. That's basically what happened. If you want to see that video, like I said, it will be at the end of this video and in link in the description, and I will put a playlist together at the end of all this. But right there, if you want to see how I got it to that point right there, the video's up, and I'm happy. I don't have a whole lot of articulation, but it does swivel all the way around, so that's all I needed to do for this particular build. And as for the feet right there, that's the bottom of the turtle's foot, and the bottom of, I just took He-Man's foot off, and all I'm going to do is put some multi-put in the bottom of it and some super glue and call it done. That was that simple. Here it is, all in pieces, all ready to prime. Real happy that I got to this point finally. Used some matte white from War Paint, and I used my Vallejo black. The black was primary for the weapons and chest piece. Alright, going to do a little bit of airbrushing here. Just real thin coats. You guys probably know this. Take your time. Thin coat after thin coat after thin coat. Just get it built up for a couple coats. Here's with everything done, ready to go, ready for paint. That's in the next video. That'll be come up in the next day or so. It's already done. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to see any of this other kind of turtle build stuff for this particular build that I'm doing, I'll have it in the link below, and I'll put it in a playlist. So thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.